All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
This is the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Good morning. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with my husband, fellow realtor, Pat Devaney.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you today?
Very good. How are you?
Very good.
For our second week in a row, we have Dwayne White, owner of White's Mechanical. Hello.
How are we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for coming back with us. We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we discuss real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many exceptional realtors. We've been guiding, assisting, and advising clients in real estate matters for 50 years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you're at jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab across the top of the pages there, and you can get a view of Dunmore Corners and see what the weather is this time of the year.
View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobilefriendlyjruddy.com, jruddy.com. Check us out on social media. And a friendly reminder, we are a Century 21 Quality Service Award-winning office, which we're very proud of, very hard to achieve, but year after year, we receive that honor and distinction, Quality Service Award-winning office with Century 21. Okay, Dwayne White, owner of White's Mechanical. Please tell me a little bit about yourself. How long you've been doing heating and cooling, where you do it, how often you do it, where you go, so on and so forth.
So we've had our own business for about 18 years now, and we specialize in heating and cooling. Our area, again, we go down toward the Hazleton area, up toward Mashopin area. We've done a lot of jobs in the Montrose area. So we have a pretty good radius. So depending on what you're looking for and what we could do to help you out.
Residential and commercial services.
Yes, we do a lot of residential, and we do light commercial. We don't get into too big a commercial, but we do a lot of
office
area. Yeah.
Okay.
Offices and small little shops and stuff.
And last week you said that is he reliable and what was it?
Fast
and reliable. I didn't think those two things were in the same sentence, but so you actually call people back?
Yes, we call people back. So last week we did the reliable. Now we'll do the fast. We try to get out to people depending on what their needs are again. And so we try to be fast. We try to take care of people in certain orders of what their demand is. So that's how we try to be dependable and fast.
Nice.
Well, anybody that missed the show last week, in a nutshell, we really spent a lot of time on heating systems, the HVAC systems that offer the heating and the air. And they are the most common and most popular. And even in new construction, that's what you're seeing most of these days.
That's correct.
Okay, so we deal with homes that were built perhaps a long time ago, some instances 80, 100 years old and 40, 50, 60. So what if a buyer looks at a home, loves the home, but hates the heating system? Do you do conversions? So a lot of times you'll see an old home with oil heat, but their preference would be gas. Or sometimes you see electric heat in a home and their preference would be gas, natural gas. Or there's coal, and still we come across coal furnaces, and people swear by them, but they're a lot of work, and your younger, more modern buyer doesn't have the time or desire to deal with coal. Do you do conversions from coal to natural gas?
So we do. We all the above you mentioned about changing out units. So depending on what it is, like if it's oil, gas, coal, it's all a heat source. And so you're just looking at the heating system, and you could put in to build what you want. Like you said, coal. We come across a couple of coal. We don't repair them or fix stuff like that, but we do rip them out and put something in that's more technical, something a little bit more efficient. Or you come across these people that still do coal. A lot of them are old timers. You don't see the new age people coming up and
the hipsters aren't down there shoveling coal. I don't think.
So those you definitely can tell the difference between the two different people there. But again, you can update any house to any type of system, whether it's a boiler system, I mean, because you got your main sources of heat, which is water, steam, or warm air. So those couple of different styles of heat, it's going to be the same. It's just the heating source. So you could change to natural gas. Again, boilers are becoming more efficient, so you can get higher efficient boilers for water. Steam, not so much. Steam systems. They're old, which you see a lot in our area because Scranton's full of steam heat. A lot of the old coal burners were steam. So yeah, but you can change it over. Any system can be converted to anything. Any house, there's always a way to put something different in it, whether we're talking doing some remodeling and putting a warm air system in, using the existing system and doing hot water, or like we talked about last week, the ductless splits, to be able to do some supplement heat in areas that you need it for a lot of these older houses that are getting remodeled.
So it could be done. And is it costly?
It could be. And again, it depends on all what you're looking for. I do a lot of estimating for our business and stuff. So I go out and I meet people and I give them a rough area. You have two types of people. You have the ones that are like, wow, that's not as bad as I thought. And then you have the other ones that are like, well, that's a little bit too much. So again, it's all on how you look into it, and estimates are usually free anyway. So it doesn't hurt to have somebody come out, take a look, see what you have and what you could do.
Is there any incentives from the gas companies to convert to gas?
There is. And a lot of the incentives out there today go more toward the high efficient stuff. So when you get into like just for say like a standard water boiler is roughly 85% efficient, where the ones that the gas company offer rebates, they're anywhere from 92 to 97% efficient. So you're saving an extra 10% a month on your gas bill. Again, they have a rebate to help you for the cost to put it in. But again, that same boiler is going to cost more to install up front. But again, as we talked about last week, is the payback, where that is not a long stretch to get paid back, where we're not talking 17, 18 years. You can, with a boiler like that, you could get paid back in 5-6 years.
Oh.
So.
And the cost of nothing is going down. The cost of gas, everything goes up, up, up.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yep.
So I would see that there's a lot of people that want to avoid oil or electric heat. That's usually what we run into. So to convert, obviously, there needs to be natural gas available in the area, which could sometimes be a problem for people in rural areas. Do you do a lot of conversions in rural areas from electric to, say, liquid propane?
Yes, very common. A lot of the systems that we do on the outskirts where there's not natural gas available, we do LP, which is liquid propane. And that's always available anywhere you go. So that being said, we also do a lot of retrofits from oil to liquid propane. So there's always the option. And then the electric is kind of a given. Like you said, it's not a desired system that people want in their house. So a lot of our retrofits are from electric to LP or natural gas.
No, you're talking about some of these high efficiency boilers. Say I have steam and I have the radiators that clunk and bang and hiss. Can I get a high efficiency boiler for those?
No, you can't. Okay. So steam, as far as I'm aware of, I don't see any steam high efficient boilers out there. Again, it all is because of the efficiency of the gas and the temperatures it runs, and there's all kinds of mathematical stuff to equal out what it comes down to. So most of the high efficient boilers are hot water systems.
Okay.
Now, there are certain steam systems that you can convert to hot water. It has to be a 2-pipe steam system.
Well, it's a big investment. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, but again, it's a 2-pipe steam system is uncommon. So, I mean, back in the day, they did a 1-pipe because it was cheaper to install. So what's a 2-pipe? You got one that goes to the radiator and then a return? Yes, exactly. Okay. It has its own return. Like you see them in a lot of the bigger houses back in the day. And bigger buildings.
Yeah, I have seen them.
Yeah,
You've seen them too, right?
Pipe
Yeah.
systems.
I never understood that.
Yeah.
But I knew there was a difference. I knew it was steam, and so you just said that. I never understood it. Nobody ever explained it to me.
Yeah, it's just a different way that it supplies and returns the water. I mean, I'm sure, to get into it, I'm sure there's a science of why they do it. But again, most common systems are a one pipe system because of the cost of the install back in the day even. So,
Okay, so you've been saying boiler, 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 as opposed to last week where I don't think you said it once. What's the difference between a furnace and a boiler? Because in what I do, we seem to use
The words interchangeably. I think we use them wrong sometimes.
I do too.
I know we do.
I know we do too.
and I think a lot of people do. Like, we get calls all the time that my furnace is broke, and we go out and it's a boiler. So again, it's just known. I guess it's from listening to people talk or TV, like consider everything a furnace on a show or something.
Everything
so that's
is
where,
a furnace.
Exactly, is a furnace. But again, it's just a source of heat. It's just a boiler delivers water or steam, where a warm air furnace, it heats up an air exchanger and blows air. Is your source of heat is the air. So again, we consider furnaces are the air and boilers are the hot water and steam.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a rental property, and it had oil in it for one of the tenant sides, and we got rid of it. We got rid of the oil. 12 years later, I go into that basement. I can still smell the oil.
Yeah,
The tanks are gone. The floor's been painted.
Yep.
No, I don't like oil.
I can usually walk in somebody's house and automatically know if they have oil or not.
Right. When we open the door to show a home, as soon as we open it, I know.
Yep.
In this time, at this time of year, it's more.
Yeah, but it's just because the oil, is in the house and it has that odor that you can't forget.
Very distinctive.
Yeah, and again, and that's one of the things with them. They're higher maintenance too, and there's a lot more going on. A lot more, and a lot of the oil tanks that you see or filters or something, you see the residue of oil around it where you get the smell and stuff. So, and again, not to talk down about oil. Oil has its benefits in places and stuff like that, but it's just not, from what I see from my standpoint, is not as popular as it used to be.
Okay, so that takes us to water heaters. A lot of the oil systems, one of the things about an oil system is it's off the furnace, the hot water for the showers, all the activities in a home where you need hot water. But for most people, they have a separate water heater, electric or gas. And then there's also tankless. What are you doing most of these days?
So the most popular thing going today are tankless water heaters. And so get back to what you were just saying. A lot of the older oil boilers had hot water coils in them. So you got your heat and your hot water right from your boiler. So when you're upgrading your boiler or changing it over to gas, or even putting a warm air furnace in, or however you're changing your system, you still have to compensate and put in some type of hot water system. And again, most of the time, a lot of people, you can put it in standard hot water tanks, but the tankless water heaters are higher efficient, and they're not priced that crazy that people that scare people away. So there's a couple different ways you can do it and stuff, but it's nice because you only use the hot water that you need at the time. So you're not having a storage tank with water in it and it's just sitting in your basement, just
heating it in the middle of the night.
Exactly. So the tankless are very popular these days. Plus certain ones there's tax credit or UGI rebates, at least up to date there is. I'm not updated today on what's out there for rebates and stuff, but I know that UGI offers some for higher efficient units and stuff like that. So.
And the tankless units are very small, right? In some cases, they can just hang on the wall.
What's nice about the higher efficient stuff, and that is, yes, you can mount them on the walls and stuff, but a lot of them are vented with PVC, so you don't need a chimney to vent them. Where you get a house that's 100 years old, that chimney's 100 years old, been heated and cooled for all those years and weathered, and starts to deteriorate from the inside. and you don't realize what it looks like because you can't see it. And most of the chimneys out there, when you have an old oil or old system, really need to be relined or repaired. And what's nice about the high efficient stuff is it's PVC vented right out the side of the building, and you don't need that chimney anymore. So.
Okay, but the tankless systems, is there any maintenance involved in those?
There is. Once a year, you should have them flushed is what they do. So you put a cleaner through them. So what that does is just remove scale and stuff that builds up on the heat exchanger internally from heat and stuff.
And it keeps the efficiency up.
And it keeps it efficient. Yes, correct. Yep, and working properly. Because eventually, if you don't do the service on tankless water heaters, eventually the heat exchanger will close up and you won't have any hot water.
Then you'll get a hot water call.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and it's a lot harder to fix a clogged heat exchanger than it is to just stop and flush it once a year.
Okay.
So, yeah.
With us today is Dwayne White, owner of White's Mechanical. How does someone get in touch with you?
So our office number is 570-383-2500.
And your website, whitesmechanical.com. And you're on social media.
Yes, we are.
All right, great. Thank you, Dwayne. Pat?
Yes, we have a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home at 221 Church Street in Dunmore for $109,000. This home, it's in a great neighborhood between the Dunmore School and Dunmore Corners. It has a lovely front porch, high ceilings, 4 bedrooms, and all the potential in the world to make this what you desire. The former owners were in this home for 50 years, filling this home with memories. That's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home at 221 Church Street in Dunmore for only $109,000, and that's listed by Dan Callahan of our office.
Thank you. I have an article from the Pennsylvania Association of Realtors. Buyers trust realtors most for homeownership info. Nearly 70% of non-homeowners say they think that home buying, the whole process is complicated.
Do they go to realtors or realtors?
Realtors. NeighborWorks found that many would-be buyers are struggling on the steps to home buying. In fact, more than half of them said they need guidance on saving to purchase a home. Even before they start their search, 35% said they feel that home ownership does not seem viable. And because of their current financial status, of course. And then 26%, they said they have too much debt to begin the process. The number one feature for those who are looking to find a home is affordability. And that's number one. The other top features they want in a home include they want to feel safe and secure and a neighborhood that feels safe and secure. So while 94% of the respondents want a home that feels safe and secure, only 40% of them feel that way about their current home. And 93% want a safe and secure neighborhood, and only 37% said they feel that their current neighborhood is safe and secure. 91% want an affordable home. 84% of the responders said that homeownership would give them peace of mind. 85% said they would give them a sense of safety and security. 72% believe that will increase their financial stability, while 71% they feel that they would feel connected to their community. Only half of Americans feel secure in their current housing situation. 33% are looking for a new place to live. 68% of people said they would use a realtor for home ownership information. That's good news. While many said a realtor was the first place they turned to for home ownership advice more than any other source. So you can count on Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate to help guide the way. We know how to make the process less complicated. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker.
Who are Century 21 agents? They're high-tech gizmo-packing problem solvers with an appetite for getting things done. They know the best places to buy a home, to sell a home, and to find antiques, if you're into that kind of thing. They're weatherproof, foolproof, and proof positive that smart people doing good work can make big things happen for great folks like you. Oh, and there's one nearby. This is who they are. This is what they do. Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hi, this is Jackie Ruddy from Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Is real estate on your mind? It's on ours 24/7. Whether you're buying, selling, investing, or in need of an appraisal, you have questions, we have answers.
Thinking of buying or selling a house and have questions? Tune in to the Real Estate Roundtable hosted by locally owned and operated Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday mornings at 11:30.
Call 570-344-6724 or visit jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com. We're back with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, Phil, realtor.
Yes, and we're back with a good discussion.
Very good discussion with Dwayne White, owner of White's Mechanical. You do heating and cooling for the last 18 years, far and wide in our area, and you are our heating expert. And I'd like to ask you, furnaces, boilers, which we did differentiate in the first half of the show what the difference is. Do you have a favorite?
Yes. Brand? A favorite brand or a favorite type?
A favorite brand.
So again, there's a couple of them out there. We use a lot of ICP equipment, which is like Comfort Maker and Tempstar. The York are nice. Again, right now, availability has a lot to do with what we use. What's nice about all the brands anymore is they offer 10-year parts warranty on the equipment. So it's makes it a lot better. So if we can't get a certain brand that we want to use, so we break it down a lot into like how much space we have to work with. So if we need a smaller system, we'll research and see which one will fit that application better. So, but a lot of our stuff is Comfort Maker. That's our main product that we use. As far as ductless splits and stuff, Fujitsu, that's our go-to brand because we're considered a dealer with them, and so we get 12-year parts warranty. That's just a little better than other people give us because since we sell that brand.
Okay. And so what types are your favorite?
So the types are warm air. I will always go warm air. I'm into air conditioning too. So we put so much air conditioning in. The warm air is the way to go. And again, like we talked about, I believe it was
the first show.
The humidifiers, adding a humidifier to it and making the air comfortable where at least, like I said, when you do warm air with air conditioning, you have one system doing both. Where if you go with hot water baseboard and you want air conditioning, then it's two totally different systems. So your cost is a little higher. It may be a better style. I mean, if it's in your budget, but the warm air and air conditioning is our go-to thing.
Okay. So no matter what the quality of the system is, that could be the best manufactured in the world. The biggest thing for you, I would say, I don't know what you tell me, is the maintenance of these systems. I mean, that's what's going to extend their life and make them the most efficient.
Yes. Most important thing is to have them serviced. We go in through a construction phase a lot of times in your sheetrock dust, your sawdust, anything gets in the system, gets into motors, stuff like that. So it's important to keep up with the filters and stuff and get it operating fine. And then what also happens is they're a heating system, so they get hot. So if you're not changing filters, you're blocking airflow, you're making that system run hotter, you're going to take the life away from it. So it's very important to have this stuff serviced. Like I said, at least once per season of what you're doing. So if you're doing just a heating system, that one time a year means so much because, again, if you let it go for a couple of years and the filter's blocked up and stuff, and then you call us that you don't have heat working, usually it already caused multiple issues. You're going to need new heat exchanger or new motors or something because it couldn't breathe to be able to work properly.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a guy come and service our system one time. And there was a little piece of a copper pipe, and it was like where the condensation would drip. And he looked at it, and he goes, this pipe is rotted away. You know, and I've looked at that thing 20 times. I've looked at it, and I have a little bit of knowledge. But he looked at it, and he immediately says, oh, this piece of pipe's got to be replaced. So I don't think there's any substitute for a professional's eye coming in and looking at a system.
Right, because you're a handy guy, and you know.
Yeah, but these guys do it every day.
Right, so if you don't see it, imagine somebody like my dad who didn't have any kind of idea about things, so.
He had a screwdriver. He used to tell me, he says, I have 2 screwdrivers,
Okay. So let's talk about thermostats. Is there a secret or is there a right way to program a thermostat? And what's your favorite type of thermostat?
So there's so many different types of thermostats. I could probably put 1 million pictures out there of 1 million different thermostats. I like
keep it simple.
I like to keep it simple. I am a technician. I talk to people on the phone all the time whenever they're working with thermostats. So the simpler you could keep it, the easier it is for the homeowner or the business. But there's so many different ones with programmable. We're coming into the digital world. I know we're there already, but with thermostats, because you don't have the old people use the term, the hockey puck. Or
I
whatever.
love the hockey puck. I have 3 hockey pucks in my house.
So they don't have mercury thermostats anymore. And what that was is if you ever pulled the cover off, there's a little mercury bulb that used to go in there. And that's what would control the temperature. Well, now everything is digital. So coming with digital comes more technical stuff and more programmable thermostats or the big one today is Wi-Fi. People love the Wi-Fi stuff because especially if you travel, if you go to Florida in the winter, you can
turn your heat up and down.
You can see what your heat is in your house in Northeast Pennsylvania. So they're very popular. But again, with that digital technology also comes a lot more service calls and a lot more technical information with them. So my preference is keep it simple. So if I live in a house and I'm there, even a lot of people will want to try to set it back when they're not there. But again, if you want comfortable when you get home, you just leave it set.
So if I'm going to be leaving my house for a week, what's the lowest I should set the temperature?
See, if you're leaving it for a week, it's not too bad to turn it down to maybe 60 or something.
60? No low.
Again, everybody's different, and I don't like to see them get cold because as you turn your house down, your house cools down. Everything in there. So then when you have sheetrock in there, trim,
right,
you're going to have stuff shrinking. And then when it heats back up, then it's going to pop. And I believe in just leaving it set and leaving it go. I turn my thermostat. I got crazy fancy thermostats, not my doing, but I have crazy fancy ones, but they're set at one temperature all year, whether it's heating or cooling. I don't adjust them anyway. Just leave them at one temperature, even though they have all the bells and whistles. I like to set it and leave it whether I'm home or not. Because your house, like I said, your house, your environment, that'll be your environment. You'll adapt to it. Where if it's too cold for you at first, you're going to adapt to it and it'll be comfortable. And again, then when you leave the house, if you turn it down, your house is going to cool down. So you still need to use energy to bring it back up to temperature.
It's going to take you so much longer to bring it back up to temperature.
Exactly.
You're the second person in this profession that has said this on this radio station.
Just leave it.
Just leave it. Yeah. Don't be putting it up and down, and because you're really not saving anything.
Right.
Dwayne White, owner of White's Mechanical. How does someone get in touch with you?
Our phone number is 570-383-2500.
Thank you, Dwayne, for being here with us 2 weeks in a row. We had a great discussion. Pat, would you like to review a listing?
Yes.
Quickly.
Yes, we have a move-in condition 4-bedroom home. It's in the hill section of Scranton at 1614 Vine Street for $129,000. This home, it's got an open concept living and dining room with laminate flooring in the first floor and hardwood and carpeting on the second floor. It has a covered front and rear porches, stained glass windows, and low taxes of less than $2,000 a year. It also has a newer heating system and a water heater system also. The home is walking distance to the hospitals and the University of Scranton. That's a 4-bedroom home at 1614 Vine Street in Scranton for $129,000, and that's listed by Franny Mancuso of our office.
Once again, I'd like to wish all our listeners a happy, healthy 2021, and don't forget to tune in next Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to listen to more of the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 The Talker.